challenge. Okay, off. Let's go. Oh, yeah, you got it. You got it. Oh, boom. Good boy. Hey, everybody. It's Melissa Archie, and I am back this week to talk to you about the 7 biggest challenges that small business owners have when it comes to developing marketing and branding strategies. I'm just going to dive right on in. Okay, so number 1 on my list, limited resources. You feel me on that? Small businesses typically have limited budgets, limited time, which goes back to budget, limited staff, goes back to budget, and it can make it really challenging. It can make it really challenging to create and implement effective campaigns. So the thing about it is it's about being able to make incremental changes, right? It's about being able to focus on the small things and have a plan on how to address them as you move forward, to help you feel less overwhelmed by the process and to help to take the guesswork out of that process by just having a nice clean map on what it is you need to be focused on and when. But yes, absolutely. When a small business owner is faced with the constraints of capacity, it can make a person feel like working on developing marketing strategy or brand strategy should be crossed off of the priority list, which is one of the biggest mistakes that you can make for the longevity of your business and the goal of building a brand. Okay, so number 2, finding the right target audience. Identifying and reaching out to the right audience can be really difficult if you're not 100% clear on who your audience is beyond their demographics. And sometimes the thought of even addressing that can feel overwhelming. There goes that word again. In the space of trying to handle operations and feeling the pressure of finding immediate revenue to keep the doors open. So yes, absolutely. Finding the right target audience is 100% a major challenge. And a lot of that comes from not taking the steps to survey, use your conversational opportunities with your fans or your clients, customers, or partners to understand why they work with you, why they love working with you, what's the value in what you provide, because getting that information will help you to understand who you should be looking for, because you want to duplicate those guys. So finding the right target audience is a really important challenge that should be prioritized. Number 3 on that list is staying up to date with the latest marketing trends. Oh my goodness. As a marketer, I can tell you that task can feel impossible. And I would say that I can speak to my own experience in the sense of being, my role as a marketer is to be the facilitator, to help you to dig and do the discovery work, the ideation, coming up with innovative ways to address a challenge, and in program project management. That's my strengths. I know a little bit about a lot. I refer to my team and when it comes to the specialized areas of marketing. And so unless you are a small business owner who has a marketing savvy in one particular lane, I would caution you to be very thoughtful and aware of how you can be dangerous by knowing a little bit about a lot and then feeling overconfident in taking it on. So social media, which one do I use? What's going on with the algorithms? What's the best content strategy to use for the audience that I'm looking at? There's so many layers to trends to keep up with in just that space alone. We didn't get to search engine optimization. We haven't talked about event planning. So there is an abundance to keep track of in the space of marketing, and it shouldn't be all left to you to handle when you've got to be the master of the operations and delivery of service and thought leadership for what you do. Number 4, creating compelling content. Woo! Big one. Creating quality content that resonates with your target audience. Oh, it can be work. It can be work. And so you want to be firstly sure of who your target audience is, so that you understand how to drive engagement for them. And that can be a challenge for small business owners who are lacking expertise, either as a speaker or an editor or an idea maker. Creative writing, whatever it might be, because there's so many elements that come into taking on creating that compelling content. And then so after you come up with the great idea and then you create it, you also have to implement it and execute on it. So that's a major challenge. Number 5, measuring marketing ROI. You come up with a great campaign. Did you decide on how you're going to measure whether or not that campaign was effective? Do you understand what you should be looking at while that campaign is active? And do you know what you should be looking back on to see, as far as data points, to understand whether or not it was worth the investment of time, money, etc. So that can be a challenge, and that can be a full-time job in itself. Number 6, standing out in a crowded market. Small business owners have to compete against other businesses that might be larger than to them, more established companies in the market. They might have bigger budgets, and it can be time consuming to figure out how to compete. You got to understand how to differentiate yourself in order to gain traction. So that's my number 6, is standing out in a crowded market, and figuring out how do you do that. And then number 7, last but not least, building brand awareness. This is the long haul. This is the marathon. Building brand awareness can be a significant challenge for small business owners that are starting out. If you lack visibility, recognition, or feel like you're being overshadowed amongst established brands. So it's the kind of thing that you've got to agree with yourself ahead of time that it's going to be a long haul, and it's going to require being methodical and thoughtful and patient and consistent. So those are my 7 biggest challenges for small business owners. Overall, we have to be strategic and we have to be creative when it comes to marketing, and it often requires specialized expertise or outside help to overcome those challenges. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. So if you have questions, if you have ideas, if you have things on your mind with regards to growing what you're doing for your small business brand, let's have a discovery call and let's work to understand where you are and see if I may be able to help you to come up with some solutions. And until next time, I'll see you then.